Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the Coloring Book for Women. I'm MJ, and I'm so excited that you are here today to join me on another Forest Fairy color along. We're doing a Midnight Fairy, and one of my favorite things of doing the Midnight Fairies is that the background is taken care of. So we don't have to worry about what colors we'll be using for the background. Let's see, for today's coloring, we'll be using our white Prismacolor Premier Pencil 938. We'll be using Mulberry 995, Pink 929. We also have Canary Yellow 916. We'll be working with different options for the leaves, so I'll show you different ways you can do them. Apple Green 912, we'll be using that one quite a bit. Well, I guess we'll be using the grass green way more, which is the 909. And then we have the dark green 908. Our true green 910. The indigo blue 901. Violet 932. Parma Violet 1008. Peach 939. We'll be combining it today with the Sienna Brown 945 for the skin, along with the white, and we'll add some of the Parma Violet for the skin today. And we'll have handy our black, the 935. Okay, well, let's get started. Let's see, we're gonna use our Sienna Brown, which is the 945, and we're gonna apply it on those dark areas on our face. Remember, we're gonna start just gently, and then we're gonna be building up our layers. Let's try using the side of our color pencil. Light pressure. Again, for these weeks color along, I took the color pencils out of the 24-piece set to keep it simple. Those are easy colors that you can match if you're using a different brand. And then we're not working with like a big set, which sometimes can become a little overwhelming if you're just getting started. So just starting with the basics makes it less scary, I find. We're gonna do all those dark areas, the shadows that we see on her face. Let's make sure we're marking them. So wherever you see a bit of a shadow, that's where we're applying our Sienna Brown. Very lightly for right now. We're just doing our first layer to get going. How are you doing today? How's your week been? I've been super busy with preparing the monthly printable coloring book. I got too excited that I ended up adding more pages so you could have fun and color lots of different options. So I'm really excited for that. I hope you all like it. You get to have fun with it, color, enjoy with your loved ones. So we see here, like right where the hair ends, like there's a bit of a shadow. So that's where I'm applying the Sienna Brown, just right there, like on her eyelid. right there. Now I'm gonna switch to using the tip of my color pencil for those lines to mark her nose. Right here. Like I was saying earlier, something that I found is helpful is getting started with the fairies that have the dark background, which we like to call midnight fairies because they're on the dark background. Just removes that question of what am I gonna do with the background? How am I gonna color that in? So this way it's done. There's no need to worry about it. You just have to focus on your fairy, and the background is all ready to go. We're applying the Sienna Brown on her lips as well, on those darker areas that we find. For the finer areas, we do the tip, and we have a bit more room, we can use the side of it. Let's get started with her neck. The side right here. Underneath this string of hair. And right along this side. Very good. Let's see where else. I want to switch now to using our peach, the 939. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go light and slow using the side of our color pencil, and we're starting right where on top of the Sienna Brown, actually right on top of it. That's where we're starting to color, bringing it down. And we're going all around, starting from the Sienna Brown and then working in. We're using this side to avoid any like streaks with our color pencil. Try to get it to look more uniform. Let's go to her neck. Let's use the tip for the lips right here. Just like that. Let's add a bit of Parma Violet, the 1008. Just gonna make her have a bit of a fairy skin, so to speak. So we're adding like right where the two colors meet, right where the peach and the Sienna Brown meet. That's where we're adding our Parma Violet. Again, we're only using the side of it. We're going slow in the beginning. And we're kind of getting a bit of a blush right there with these Parma Violet. Right here under her, or above her eye. And under her forehead. Okay. Remember, we'll probably go back to her skin. This is just the first go at it. Okay, let's switch now to our white. We're gonna be blending in some of those colors. Give it a more smooth finish. I am applying the white with a lot more pressure than what I was applying the other colors to make sure we get all those white areas covered. Okay. Let's apply a bit more of our Sienna Brown to mark those areas on her face again. We're going lightly, just defining the areas a little more. Right here in her nose. Let's add a bit more of our Parma Violet. Let's add a bit more of our peach. Right there where the colors are meeting, that's where we're adding a bit more. I'm going with more pressure, but I want to go carefully just so we don't end up applying more color than what we want to do. Okay, let's use our white again here for the neck, the shoulders. Make this area smoother. You can use the white normally to do your blending. They also sell special, you could say, pencils that are designed for blending. But when you get started, it's okay to use your white. It's a good option. Okay, let's just define her nose a little more. Got a little. Okay, let's continue with her hair now. For today's hair, I decided to use this Mulberry, $9.95, and pink, $9.29. And we're gonna be using a bit of our white as well. So before we use our white again, let's make sure we sharpen it very well, because then that way we make sure there's no residues from the other colors that we used earlier and that we were mixing. Let's see. So for the hair, I want to use the Mulberry on the darker areas and then the pink on the lighter areas. Let's start here with the $9.95. for the finer details, I am using the tip, and then for those areas where I want to go slowly, I try to switch to using the side of my color pencil. Preferably try to follow the lines as you're coloring. So if your line's going up and down, your lines, if that's the look you want, should go up and down. So we're doing the darker areas with our Mulberry from the Prismacolor Premier pencils. You're using a different brand, just like a darker fuchsia color, dark pink. That one should do the trick. For today's hair, I found the inspiration, one of the colors that I follow on Instagram. Like, I love the way she did her hair. I was like, I'm gonna try it too. So whenever you want to get some inspiration, you can check Instagram. Pinterest is also another place where I find inspiration for my colorings. Those are some great resources you can use. You're like, oh, what should I color this like? You can see what other people are using, and then what draws your eye, what makes you think that's pretty. And then you can add your own twist to it. The important thing is that you're having fun, that you're enjoying it, that you're exploring your colors. It's always nice and fun to mix new colors, see what you get. Sometimes you like the results, sometimes you don't. That's okay. When I prepare for the color along, that's why I print them out, because I like kind of playing around with it first. I get 2 copies, and 1 copy I do everything I'm trying, like try the different colors I want to use until I pick the winners. So, like, what you can do if you're exploring different options for the colors that you want to use, you can use the Test Your Colors page on the coloring book, or the magical color chart that we have on the Facebook group. That's a great way. You print it out, and then you can try each of the colors that you want to use, and you can see if that's the color you're going for. See if you feel like your color pencil's starting to get a little dull. Let's go ahead and sharpen it. I think I'm at that point. Let's do it. So much better when they're sharp, especially for those details. You have more control. Let's double check. Let's make sure we're getting all of her hair. Let's make sure we get all of her hair. So everywhere you see her hair and you want to do the mulberry, go ahead. Okay, I'm going to switch now to using our pink. Let's just finish right here. Saw some more areas. That happens. You look at it the first time and you find some spots that you want to color, and then you look at it again and you find more. Let's go ahead and apply quite a bit of pressure to combine the colors and get our pink. We'll leave some areas a little lighter right here where we're gonna play with white. Right here too. Going over our mulberry with our pink and making sure we're adding the pink where it's missing on her hair. I feel like my pink is gonna need sharpening. Yep, let's do it. Using the tip for those finer details. It is such a lovely pink. Some over here, going lightly to go over it with white. So some areas we apply more pressure, and then where we want to make sure we get a bit of white, we go with less pressure. Let's see what we can do with our white. Let's see, where else do we need to add the white? Just like that, we're going over all those areas. Okay. Let's see, we might want to add a bit of our mulberry again. In case some of those areas where we added the white need to get a little darker again. Let's see. This one right here. Just like that. Perfect. Just wherever you notice it needs to contrast to make sure that we got those darker areas defined, we add it again. Okay. Just like that. And since we have our mulberry, I'm gonna go and let's do her eyebrows. I want to use very gently the mulberry for her eyebrows. Just like that. I'm going to do a bit of definition right here on her eyes, and I'm going to use the mulberry too for her eyelashes. Kind of like the contour of her eye right there. Like a little bit of eyeliner. And then her eyebrows right there. Or eyelashes, sorry. Just like that. Down here too. Just gently right there. And then this is like, there you go. Okay, let's incorporate some of the mulberry on her lips for that darker area right here. That's where we'll put it. gently on the other sides. Okay. Let's switch now to her dress. I want to use this Parma Violet for her dress, and we're going to use it very lightly. I'm going to use it all over first. All over. We're going to be combining it with our Indigo Blue. You'll see in a second. But first, we're just applying the Parma Violet, which is the 1008. And we're doing it really, really gently. Go ahead and do the top area as well. Again, we're just going gently for right now for our first layer. And yeah, remember, always depending on what effect you're going for, is whether you apply a lot of pressure or just go lightly. Each one will give you a different result. And it's nice to know and play with both. Let's switch now to our white first. But let me sharpen it. You see how the tip has a bit of our mulberry in our pink. So let's make sure we clean it by sharpening it, and then our tip is good to go. We can use it in other places. And we're gonna go over the dress. All over her dress. Okay, and now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our Indigo Blue, and this is what we're gonna use for all this dark areas, those lines. So we're using the tip, and we're going over the lines. Not a lot of pressure, just go slow. Then you'll be able to tell if you need to, in some areas, apply a little more, depending on how it's going on the paper for you on the coloring page. For the top part, I'm gonna use the very tip. I'm gonna go over all those details right here. Just like that. Over all those details on her dress. Just like that. Double check where else do you need to do any highlights with your indigo blue. There we go. Okay, let's see if I missed any spots. I think we're good. How about yours? You think you're ready to continue on with the next part? Okay. Okay, I like it. Just a little more here. I guess when you look at it again, you can always find other areas where, oh, you wanted more here. That's okay. All right, let's switch and we're gonna start doing the different leaves that we have on this fairy or around this fairy. And I want to show you what are some different options that you can use on your coloring pages. Let's see, I prepared some options here. I want to try using 3 different colors for the ones down here. And those colors are Canary Yellow, let's see, it was the Canary Yellow, the True Green, and where did it go? Oh, here. The Dark Green. These are the 3 colors we're gonna use for these leaves right here. So what we'll do, oh, you know what? Sorry about that. This is like these. The Canary Yellow, the Grass Green, and the Apple Green. Those were the chosens. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna use our dark green for these darker areas on the leaf. Just going like that. I'm not applying that much pressure yet. I am using the tip, not so much this side though, so you just see all those super dark areas. That's where we're applying the dark green. It's basically for the center, but we're avoiding the stem because it looks lighter. So we'll use the apple green for that. We're gonna go right on here, just like that. And I'm gonna go out. Like that. Let's go all the way up through the stem right here. And let's combine it with our dark green. We kind of go above it, like, and just past it. that, and over here that it looks medium dark. So I'm leaving some areas like the very edge because we're gonna do the Canary Yellow there. Okay. So let's switch to the Canary Yellow now. And we're applying it in those areas we didn't do. And we go from the edge and then we go inwards to mix it in with our green. Just like that. And then we can go over again with our apple green to kind of mix the Canary Yellow and the green better. And just like that. There we go. And then we can repeat the same thing for the other leaves that we have here. Hola, amor. Okay, had a little interruption there. They're thinking about dinner already. And pizza's on the menu. Let's see. So we're doing the same thing for the other leaves. I just saw a couple of stems here that I wanted to use the apple green on. So let's do again our grass green for the darker areas right here. Just like that. All those areas where you see it's darker. We're doing the center. That's where we're applying the grass green 909. Let's apply it on this other leaf over here while we're at it. Remember, we're leaving this stem area without coloring because we're gonna apply the apple green there. And then, yeah, we apply on those medium areas. And we just leave like the very tip of the leaf to apply the Canary Yellow. And we're going over the areas where we applied the grass green. We're going over them too, so it gets blended, mixed with the apple green. Get a really nice color. Let's switch to the Canary Yellow. We're going from the edge and bringing it inwards to mix it in with the other two greens that we have. Just like that. Perfect. Let's see where else. I think I want to switch back to the apple green and just go over some of these areas where we added the Canary Yellow and just blend it more with the apple green. Make it smoother. Just like that. Okay. Let's do these top leaf. I want to do the same thing. Let's just get them sharpened again. So this is the first option that we're doing for our leaves. We're using 3 colors: the Canary Yellow, the apple green, and the grass green. So for the top one here, let's start with the grass green, the darker areas that we see. Make sure it's really sharp because there's some areas that are kind of small. Just like that. Let's switch to the apple green. We're gonna apply it on the lighter areas, the medium ones. Like that. And we go over some of those darker areas just to mix in a bit more the color and get a bit of the apple green there too. It adds a bit of light there. We're gonna go use the Canary Yellow for this part, which is so light. So make sure it's really sharp because it's really fine. So you want to be using your tip. Like that. And then I'm going to do some of these twigs that we have here in the yellow too, the Canary Yellow. Let's do this one too. Good. Let's go all the way down here. Well, we still have our Canary Yellow. And let's do these ones first. These little dots right here. Like that. And we're gonna go sharpen it. Yeah, it's too fine. We need a good sharpened pencil here. Doing these little dots all around. We're doing it with the Canary Yellow as well. Okay. How's it going for you? How are you feeling today? You enjoying your time coloring? I really hope you are. Sometimes I forget that I'm doing the color along and I forget I should be explaining what I'm doing. I get so into it, which is good. Like, if you're really focused on what you're doing, it gives you that mental break that we sometimes need. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna use the apple green up here on this one right here. Just going over some of those areas. Like that. Okay. Now, let's move on and let's start with the leaves down here. I'll first just get all this twigs, branches, little stems. I'm gonna use the apple green for these ones right here. like that. Okay, let's switch to how we're going to be coloring these other leaves over here. For that one, I picked out, let's see, this combination, the 909. Let's find it, which is our grass green we were using. And we're going to use our Indigo Blue, and we're going to use the True Green. We're going to use those ones. So, let's see. Let's start with the darker areas with the Indigo Blue. So, wherever you see on this one, those darker areas, we're going to fill them with the Indigo Blue. I'm not going overly heavy with our pressure, just a little. Getting the color in. All those sections that we see are darker. Let's make sure we get them there. All the way up here. Do all of this. So look for those dark areas where you want to do the Indigo Blue. This is another option we're using for coloring leaves. You can apply it on other coloring pages. We're checking all those sections, those dark lines. We're applying the Indigo Blue there. So let's double check if there's any other areas, any other spots where we want to include our Indigo Blue. It's always good to go back because you can find areas you missed. The first go, you find some spots, and then on the second one, get the rest. So it's okay. And we'll probably go back and add the indigo again. So don't worry about it. Just get the spots that you find right now. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna switch. Let's switch now. Oh, see, I found another spot. let's switch to using our grass green, which now we're going to be using for the medium areas. And we're going over the areas where we applied the indigo blue. Let's see, where else are you seeing we need the grass green? Find those areas, and that's where you're going to apply it. So we're going over the areas where we see we need this medium color. I am applying quite a bit of pressure, going a little hard just to get the color in there and get it mixed with the indigo blue. Some areas I am going a little lighter because I'm gonna apply over it the true blue. So I want to make sure I'm leaving some room for the other color. My layer's not that heavy that it won't let me apply the next color, so I'm just making sure we have enough space for the other color to come in and get in there and mix with the colors we already have. Just like that. Okay. I'm gonna switch. We're gonna use the true green now. And we're gonna go over the areas that are left. Oh, hold on, I just saw an area where I wanna put the grass green up here. Let's see it. Now we're gonna go over the areas with our true green. We're gonna get it all mixed in together. I am going with quite a bit of pressure to get the color in. Okay, where else do we need true green? So we're doing the true green on all those areas we left uncolored, which are the lighter sections of our leaves. And we're going over the areas that already have the indigo and the grass green. We're also going over those sections to blend and get a smoother color. If you need to sharpen your color pencil again, go ahead. I think I'm getting to that point I need to sharpen mine. Let's do it. Let's see where else we want to add some of these touches with the true green. Okay, I want to do the leaves up here with the true green swell. So let's just sharpen it again. Let's do the darker sections first. So let's make sure the indigo blue is sharp. Especially it's a section where it's fine detail, so we need to make sure we're ready for it. we'll do the same thing. We'll do the indigo blue first, which makes me want to just do some light touches here with the indigo blue while we have it. Okay. Oh, and I see here I want to add a bit more color right here. Just like that. Okay. Now let's do it. So same thing, we're doing the indigo blue first on the darker areas. Find the dark areas where you want to apply it. On all 3 leaves that we have up here. That's where we're gonna use the same colors that we did at the bottom. We're sort of doing a contrast. Okay, let's switch now to our grass green, the 909, and we're gonna apply that on the other section so we see our medium dark, or medium light, depending on which way you see them. Some of these areas look lighter, so I'm just doing lighter pressure here. The darker ones, I'm going a little harder, getting the color in. And then just lighter right there. Like that. Because we're going to use the true green to go over those sections, and that sort of light, super light order. Okay, so let's do the lines first with the true green. Make sure our tip is nice and sharp, so that's why we're doing it first, just to get the finer details in. we'll go back to the section in a bit. Let's just do the lines first when our color pencil is sharp. Or the sharpest, so we can get the lines done. Like that, all those lines we see. And then we're going to go over the sections with the apple green, or sorry, the true green. And then we're just blending the colors together, making them more smooth. Only for those areas where we colored lighter for the grass green, really. Okay, now let's sharpen it again because I want to go into those twigs over there that we see with this color. So yeah, whenever you see any other details you wanna add the true green to, go ahead. I'm just noticing as I go, so that's where I'm applying the true green. Like that, and we see those spots of light. I'm gonna do it again with the yellow, the canary yellow, like we did on the other side. Like that. Okay, we have another leaf over here that we need to do. For that one, we're gonna use our grass green again. No, sorry. We're using the dark green, true green, and the canary yellow. So let's do the dark green first, and we're using it for this, for the lines we're seeing right here. Oh, just get it sharpened. I'll sharpen the other ones while I'm at it. Let's try that again. So we'll start with the dark green 908. Doing these lines right here. And we're doing the lines first because we just sharpen our color pencil, so it's just going to make it easier to get that done first. And then let's do the center right here, which is darker. We're going to do the leaf that's over here behind, and do it with the dark green as well. Not all of it, there's some lighter spots, those will be for most of it, just like that. Okay, we're going to switch to using the true green now. And we're going to go from the center and we're going to work our way up, leaving the very edge to use the Canary Yellow. If you notice, like, this sides are darker, so that's why I'm going way closer to the edge than on this ones that are lighter. So just to your liking, wherever you think it should be darker, use this one. And then on the very tip, we'll use the Canary Yellow. And this section seems like it's getting more light, so we'll light more for it. And then the leaf that was behind here, we'll add it to mix it in with the green we applied before. Like that. Okay, and let's switch. Let's go ahead and apply the Canary Yellow. Starting from the edge and going in, the edge in. You can see how these two are very similar, but because we switched the true green for the grass green, it gives it a different effect. So you get another option to work with leaves. Gives you a bit of variation there. Just like that. Okay, let's just add a bit more of the true green in some of these sections and mix the Canary Yellow nicely there. Okay, now let's sharpen both because I want to use the the Canary Yellow for the top area, and then the true blue, or sorry, the true green for the bottom twigs. So let's see. Start over here. So anywhere else that you're seeing the twigs, you can add that in. Let's switch. I want to also use the true green we talked about. Just like that. Okay, so let's get started with the sections on the hair or on the headpiece, where we want to do some greens or some yellows. I'm just seeing some sections here where I want to do some yellows, just like that. Let me just sharpen again. This one, another yellow, another yellow. So find those spots where you want to have yellow. I'm going over some of the areas we did before. Just like that. Okay, let's switch to apple green and true green. We're gonna use both. Okay, so we're using the apple green. Some of the leaves here. Like that. We're going over some of those darker areas. That's where we're doing the apple green. Okay, where else do we want to put the apple green? Let's just find those sections right there. So we're going all over to find those areas where we want to incorporate our apple green. Okay. Let's switch. I want to start applying some of the true green. So I'm doing it over the leaves here that we did some of the apple green. I'm mixing it in and now doing the true green over them. So we're using the true green for those sections where we want to do some of these leaves. Okay. Just like that, and then we're using the Parma Violet and the violet for the little flowers over here. So at the very close to the center, kind of the lines, we're using the violet. Like that. Let's do all the violet we want to do. So I'm just going in the center and on like around the edges. Let's see, I want to do Canary Yellow here. Right there. then as you go, you sometimes discover there's areas where you want to do your true green again. That's okay. Go grab it. You can just switch. That's it. Now I'm going to take the Parma Violet. I'm going to go over there lightly because I want to also use some of my white. Because I want them to be a little softer. So I'm not filling it all in, just a little. I want to use it on this one's over here as well. I am using more pressure here. On this one's. Just like that. Okay, we're gonna do a bit of the true green here, just because I'm doing some touches on this one's, just like that. And then we can switch to our white. Now it needs a little sharpening, so let's just sharpen that quickly. And let's cover our flowers with it. Let's use the white to add some highlights there and mix the colors together. Like that. By adding the white, we just soften the color. We made it more lilac, or like light purple, like that. Nice. We're gonna add it over here as well. This one's too, just like a little dot there. This one's we do like some lines. Little dots on the round ones. Some lines on this one's. Perfect. Let's just make sure we sharpen this one again, because otherwise we're gonna be applying the violets. And we wanna finish her lips over here. And let's do her eyes. What should we do for her eyes? I think I wanna highlight them with the true green, since we used it on her hairpiece. Like that crown that she has, I think. Adding the green. Will give us a nice touch. Just like that. Let's do a bit of white right here. Okay, let's just double check if there's any things we want to fix. Let's see, where's our peach? I just want to see what's here. Some white. Okay, I want a bit more color on her lips, so I'm going to take the pink. Let's just add more pink. Okay, I think that's it for today. I hope you had lots of fun coloring with me, doing this beautiful Forest Fairy, the midnight version from our Forest Fairy coloring book. I will see you next time. Take care. Keep on coloring.